Okay, so this whole thing is the liver, and we're going to start underneath it, and then we'll come back to it. All right, so then your stomach is all right here in this area, and we'll actually lift it up so that you can see more closely the details of the stomach. So we're going to start with the fundus. Where did the... Oh. So if we come up here, the fundus is this top portion where the stomach expands when you have to store extra food. So the fundus is the top part after the esophagus entry. So the part right by where the esophagus enters is the cardia, which will be right up in this area. It's going to be really far up there towards the top, and then it goes into the fundus that we just talked about. The pylorus, so the body, which I don't think we have there's a sticker for. That's cool. Body. The body is the main portion of the stomach in the middle. That's right here. Then, as the body gets thinner, and it thins out and becomes the pylorus, which is right here, this thin spot. And the pylorus, once the food passes from the pylorus into the duodenum through the pyloric sphincter, we hit the small intestines. The entire small intestines, I'm going to take this out for a second. Small intestines covers right here from the duodenum all the way through this, and we're going to go through the categories. So the first portion of the small intestine is the duodenum. So we have our pylorus, which is part of our stomach, and then we enter the duodenum or duodenum, however you want to pronounce it. And it starts here, and it curves around and makes a U. So this is where we see the duodenum. The next part of the small intestines is the jejunum. Sorry for my pronunciation. Jejunum, something like that. You can see how it's spelled on the thing. So it's the first 1/3 of the small intestines, the top 1/3. Then we go to the lower 2/3, which is the ileum of the small intestines. So it includes all of this in here. Next, we pass on into the large intestines, which again, this is an area of intestines. It's a whole bunch of them, and then we're going to break it down to those parts. So after the small intestine, we enter the large intestines, and we start off with cecum. The cecum, in terms of where you're going to find it, is going to be just inside of the duodenum. I'm going to switch hands. Right here, this little sac is your cecum. And the food passes from the small intestines to the large intestines, and the cecum is this whole spot right here. It's this little flap. From there, we go to the ascending colon. We've got our little sticker. Ascending colon. So we have the cecum down here. Ascending colon is going to come up. Once we go over there, we're going to hit the transverse colon. We got to kind of get some stuff out of the way so you can see it. So we had our ascending colon. This is our transverse colon. With their sticker. So transverse colon would be right here, going across from the right side to the left side of the body. And then we're going to hit the descending colon, which we have to move everything up and out of the way. And you see it's going to go from here. We have the transverse colon. Now we have the descending colon right here. This is going to curve around to the rectum, and which will eventually go down to the anus, which is going to be through this area.